In our top story is that the Sawa petrol refinery is to operate at 95% and a Nelspruit man in a critical condition after being stung by bees. Good afternoon. Refineries should again operate at over 95% of their 708,000 barrels per day capacity by the third week of November. South Africa has been hit by a bitumen and liquefied petroleum gas shortage due to planned and unplanned shutdowns at 4 of the country's 6 refineries. The executive director at the South African Petroleum Industry Association, Abapani Chifularo, made the announcement in Johannesburg. LPG is used in manufacturing processes as fuel and by households, while bitumen is used in road construction. South African Airways says flights to Perth in Australia will not be affected by the labour dispute between Australia's airline Qantas and employees. SAA offers 3 flights a week to Sydney, which are operated by Qantas in terms of a code-sharing agreement. SAA spokesperson Diliseng Kutle says flights to Perth will continue. She added that connecting flights within Australia were likely to be disrupted.
The SAA flights to Perth will not be affected by Qantas grounding their flights due to the industrial action. Flights that will be affected will be connections within Australia and flights operated in Sydney that we have a code share with Qantas Airlines.
A teacher has died after 2 men opened fire on him in Vryheid in northern KwaZulu-Natal. Police spokesperson Vincent Mdunge says the victim was attacked while he was with his brother, who is uninjured. Mdunge says the motive of the attack is unknown at this stage.
2 suspects approached the victim. They fired several shots in his direction and he sustained 7 multiple gunshot wounds on the body, on the thigh and on the collarbone, and he was confirmed to have died at the scene. The 2 suspects fled the scene, and on arrival the police officers found 8 empty cartridges at the scene and 2 projectiles.
14-year-old Gift Alzira Mbangini has been laid to rest at the Groblersdal Cemetery in Limpopo. He was allegedly shot by a farmer, Peter Swart, 2 weeks ago. ANC, SACP and COSATU leaders addressed the mourners. Isaac Muramula reports.
In their messages of support and condolences to the bereaved family, ANC, SACP and COSATU local leaders condemned the killing of Gift Swart while fishing. They used the funeral service to raise ANC issues related to land ownership and leadership preferences. They also used derogatory language towards Mr. Swart. However, Elias Mutwale, ANC sub-regional chairperson Tulan Mawela, has appealed to ANC comrades to raise political issues at branch levels and not at funerals. Isaac Muramila, SABC Radio News, Groblersdal Cemetery.
A Nelspruit man is in a critical condition after a swarm of bees stung him when his car crashed into a tree containing a beehive. AR24 spokesperson Derek Banks says the man, an on-duty security guard, was attacked while traveling on the Belladon Plant Road. Banks says the man managed to jump into a nearby river. Advanced life support intervention was performed and the man was taken to Mediclinic Nelspruit in a critical condition. Moving further afield, British merchant ships travelling around the Horn of Africa will for the first time be able to carry armed guards to protect them from pirates. Officials say a legal ban will be relaxed so that shipping companies can apply for a license to carry weapons on board. Prime Minister David Cameron says ships with armed guards don't get attacked. The plan could see commercial, passenger and cargo ships carrying firearms off the coast of Somalia, in the Gulf of Aden and Arabian Sea and the wider Indian Ocean within a month.